Oh my god, they're actually about to get swept by Oakland. Yeah, and if I wasn't kind of laughing at it, it might end up on the Rushmore. Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Astros, and I'm here to talk about Game 146 of the regular season, where the Astros lose 6-2 to the Oakland Athletics. They have now lost the series against Oakland, and will try not to get swept tomorrow night. And that could be the video. You don't need me to tell you anymore. A quick glance at the box score tells you the entire story about this game and everything you need to know. Why am I here? You're averaging 1 run a game against Oakland this series. That is one of the most damning statements I have ever said about this team. Like, you remember the Baltimore Orioles series in 2021 where the Astros were rolling and then they come back home and I made that big, hissy fit about that you couldn't beat Wet Noodle the team? It's Wet Noodle 2.0. You're playing the Oakland Athletics, you're in Minute Maid Park, you came after winning 5 of 6, including a sweep, and you're getting smacked around by Oakland! Oakland, who, with almost 20 games left, is at 99 losses. They could go for 110. And you can't beat them at your house, or even, you can't score 3 runs a game. You can't score 2 runs a game. You've scored 2 runs in both games. Or in the total 2 games. There are many patterns that the Astros have fallen into. The pattern of, they're doing my job for me because you can easily just glance at the box score and know everything you need to know. But also the pattern of convincing series win, get fat and happy, get embarrassed, wake yourself up, have a great series, get fat and happy, rinse and repeat. And we are in the getting your ass kicked phase of that cycle. And so they're probably going to come out of this series against Oakland. They play KC, so that isn't a dominating... You're not going to impress anyone with beating KC should you do that in those 3 games. But what's probably going to happen, right? They're going to win 5 of 6 against Kansas City and Baltimore. I think they'll win 2 in KC and then sweep Baltimore. And then maybe get swept by KC in the following series. That's my prediction for the front little bit. And I'm not trying to be negative. I'm genuinely just basing this off of what the Astros have done this season. They get fat and happy, they feel good about themselves, and then they kick their feet up and stop. It's that same kind of entitlement that I've talked about last year a lot, and it's rearing its head. But instead of last year, where it was players and it would only come out for a game or 2, and then once they fixed that problem, they pretty much fixed it for the rest of the season. They fix it for 5 games, and then lose it for 5 games. And it makes for... when you're in this part of it, the most frustrating baseball you'll watch in your life, and when you're in this part, some of the best, most historic games in franchise history, and I'm not even joking with that look back at the Texas series. The offense was awful, Verlander didn't pitch well by any means, but again, you scored 2 runs against the Oakland A's in the year of our Lord 2023. I'm not looking at the pitching staff, I'm looking at the offense. And I'm sorry, 6 runs against Oakland, you can easily score more than 6 runs against Oakland. This is a team with an ERA coming into, I don't know what it is currently, but I know going into August, their team ERA was over 7. It's just, they're fat and happy, they're not trying. They're going to get their act together for the next 6 games, and then they're going to do it again. It's what they've done. And that might not be the most optimistic and positive outlook on it, but I feel that that's probably the realistic one. This just so reminds me of that Baltimore Orioles series back in 2021, where the Astros won, I want to say 11 of 10, 9 in a row on a big road trip, and then come back to Minute Maid Park and got swept in a 3-game set, ironically on a Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday series versus the Orioles, who, that was still one of the awful, I think it was still a 100-loss Orioles team, and it was just brutal. This just reminds me of that a lot. So tomorrow they will try desperately to not get swept. Games at 7:10 Eastern, 6:10 Central. The Astros are sending baby Verlander, Hunter Brown to the mound, and the A's are sending Paul Blackburn to the mound. I'll be here afterwards to talk about it, but as for right now, that is all I have to say. So if you enjoyed the video, please consider to like and subscribe. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day, and as always, go Stros.